Hi, this is Anna Thea with The Art of Self-Love and Emotional Empowerment, where I bring you amazing education to help empower you as a woman. And I'm in our second part series. We're doing 3 videos, and today I'm with Galit again, and we are going to be talking about how to release, how to overcome your most deep, agonizing emotions, those trapped emotions that we talked about in our first video. So thank you, Galit, for being here. It's just
Thank you
really
for having
fun.
me.
It's so fun working with you. You just are a wealth of wisdom and what you've been through and everything.
Thank you.
So what are trapped emotions, and how do they cause disease?
Yeah, so there's a lot that comes with trapped emotions. A lot of times it's not really our fault. It comes from, we inherit it from our parents, ancestors, generations. People don't realize that we inherit DNA, eye color, hair color, things like that, but we also inherit emotions. So a lot of times we are already born with some of these emotions in our body. And there's different reasons, but I'm going to talk about this first. When we're born with certain emotions, so even if while our mother was pregnant with us, maybe she was having anxiety or problems with her partner or anything like that, the baby will absorb all of that. So it's inherited and also in the womb. So that's number one. And of course, as children, we don't know how to release those emotions or what to do with them. And the problem is then we start to kind of create a theme in our life with whatever emotions we inherited sort of becomes an underlying theme throughout our life. So for instance, if your mother had anxiety when she was pregnant with you, chances are you will have anxiety throughout your life when it comes to certain things. So reaction is a big part of things, so if someone were to, cut you off, or someone were to break up with you, your number one emotion that you'll go to is anxiety. Some people go to anger, some people go to depression. Everyone has their own emotion, their go-to, if you will. But if you were born with some of these emotions already, that will be your go-to emotion. So that's number one. Number two, traumatic experiences that we have as a child and as an adult. If you've been through a bad breakup, if you've had someone even say something bad about you when you were young, when you lost all your friends, little experiences like that accumulate and they cause negative emotions. And because we don't want to show people that we're upset, we repress them and we hide them. So experiences that we have throughout our life will also contribute to those trapped emotions. The big part also, though, I just want to talk about this, is there's a reason why these things happen to us. We're not meant to have a bad life. We're not meant to suffer. When negative experiences happen, they happen because we have certain lessons that we need to learn. A lot of times we don't get that. We just think, oh, why did this happen to us? Oh, sorry. My phone's going on.
That's okay. Maybe it's just, wait, what were you saying? Because that's so funny. What were you saying? Because that's was probably just confirming.
Yeah, well, let me just turn off my phone here.
Okay.
So it's, now I lost my train of thought. So I was talking about, so certain experiences have lessons in them. They were meant to happen the way they were supposed to happen. So either to make us stronger or to open up our heart or to, stand up for ourselves. But instead of getting the lesson, instead we ruminate with the negative emotion of why did this happen to me? And it just festers and it stays within our body.
And we stay stuck. That's when the phone went off.
Yeah.
Like when it said, because there's lessons, that's why. So these are our biggest blessings then.
Yes.
These trapped emotions are our biggest blessings. All we need to do is what? So actually, I have a couple of questions for you. So what do we need to do with these trapped emotions? Free them, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, and also it's not just about freeing the emotions, though. It's to understand that when these things happen, there's a reason for them. Instead of saying, oh, poor me, or being the victim, we're not victims in any of this. This was all supposed to happen for whatever reason. And if you can accept that and be open to that, your perspective will change.
Because we're here, that's what we're here to do, right?
Exactly. Yeah. All the soul is concerned about is evolving. And it will do whatever it has to do to make sure you evolve.
And if you're not paying attention, It'll keep showing you these things over and over again and stay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where they come from. Now, how they cause disease is every emotion gets trapped somewhere in the body. So for instance, unworthiness, worthlessness, shame, all goes to the reproductive system.
Ooh.
Things like anger, resentment, that all goes into the gallbladder and the liver. Heartache, abandonment goes to the heart. So all these emotions have a certain place that they've been to. So a lot of times when people come to me and they say, I've had problems, conceiving, or I've had this cancer, I've had that cancer, I could already get a sense of what kind of emotions they've dealt with throughout their life, because certain emotions are trapped in certain parts of the body.
Yeah.
So if we don't release them and clear them or change our perspective on negative situations, these emotions get trapped in parts of our organs, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And so it's like we get all these little signs, like a pain here, a pain there, or things like that. And those are our signs to pay attention. But if we don't, it can become a disease like cancer. It can kill us if we don't take care of it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, Glee, because what I teach women is on the other side of all these trapped emotions or negative emotions, whatnot, repressed emotions, on the other side of that, when you actually hold them, is a sensually alive woman. You become more alive, you become lighter, you can become brighter.
Right. And people can see it.
Yes, and people can see it. Exactly. Well, what would you say is the most common trapped emotions for women? What would you say?
Well, definitely, I would say the two big ones are the ones that go into the reproductive system. So the feeling unworthy, the feeling worthlessness, shame, all of that. Now, again, this may not be something that you've experienced in this lifetime. It could be something that you've inherited. Because let's think about our ancestors. Hunters and gatherers, the men had to go out and hunt the food, and the women were the gatherers. So women literally could not survive. They literally died if they were not given food. Now, that sense, that those genes, that DNA has stayed with us. So even though we're in 2018, we are still carrying some of that we cannot survive without men. So all these emotions have created unworthiness. I'm not good enough. I'm not important enough. We've been kind of through the years, through centuries, men have been more important. That's just the way it's been. So that's why a lot of those issues are more common for women.
I'm just getting chills when you say that, Galit. I mean, I'm just thinking of fibroids, fibromyalgia, but what is it in the reproductive system is fibroids? Or is that
fibroid? The thyroid is right here. Yeah, the thyroid is more, but
no, fibroids.
Oh, fibroids. Yes, fibroids are down there. Sorry, I thought you said thyroid. Yeah. And ovaries, uterus. There's all these things that are connected.
Endometriosis. That's another one. Cramping. Women suffer from that in that area. So this has to do with shame. Then you said shame, and what was the other emotion?
Unworthiness, worthlessness. There's also feeling overwhelmed. Can create some of those emotions, so there's certain emotions where I know right away, that's the other big one though is anger, because for some reason it's really hard for women to express their anger. And again, this is socialization where it's not proper to scream or yell or be upset. So a lot of time anger becomes repressed. Now that's where depression comes in. And the word actually comes from repressed emotions, especially from anger. So the thing about depression, though, that I find really interesting is a lot of people don't even know that they're suffering from depression because they don't know any different. They don't know what it feels like to have true joy, true happiness. And the reason I'm saying that is when I went through my journey, I thought I was happy before I went through all this. I had a loving partner, I had a good home, I had a family, I had all the things that looked good on paper. So I thought I was happy. And then I lost everything. And then I went through my journey. And then when I started to clear these sort of emotions that I didn't even realize I had, and anger being one of them, I remember one day just feeling this joy. And I didn't have any of those things. I didn't have a partner. I didn't have friends. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything, but I've never been so happy. And I remember thinking, oh, so this is what it's like to feel happy. See, if you don't have any experience feeling those emotions, how do you know? So a lot of time women are depressed but they don't even know it.
Right.
Because it comes in different forms.
Right.
It doesn't have to be you lying and sleeping all day. You know, it could be maybe you overeat, or maybe you go to the gym a lot, or maybe you use relationships as a way to cover that depression.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And so these are the underlying sources, basically, is what you're talking about. Wow. And I loved how you shared that, you didn't have anything, yet you felt this joy.
Yes.
So our joy is innate inside of us.
Yes.
It's not from all these other things outside of us.
No. And the beautiful thing about that is when you find that inner peace and when you find that inner joy, the outside world will reflect that.
Yeah.
So you don't need to do all the work and go searching. Oh, I got to get a good job. I got to get a good partner. I got to have all these things. First, go inside. First, find that inner peace, because when you're there, the universe will attract that to you. You don't have to work for it. It will just come naturally, and it will just unfold the way it's meant to unfold. And soon enough, you'll have everything you ever wanted without even working so hard for it.
Yep. You just need to feel your feelings, right? You just need to open those emotions.
Positive thoughts, that book, The Secret, that came out. It definitely, it's important to have positive thoughts, but what it was missing was the subconscious being aligned with those happy thoughts.
Yeah.
So if you have any sort of, not just trapped emotions, that we're talking about, also belief systems. Subconscious belief systems is a big one. That was a big one for me anyway, where I noticed, like, no matter how much you do something, if you keep sabotaging yourself or something like that, you may have a deep subconscious belief that's going in that direction. For instance, I had the belief, no matter how hard I try, it's never good enough. And that would play out with everything I did. No matter how hard I tried in my relationship, I was never good enough to my partner. No matter how hard I tried at work, I was never good enough, for the client or my boss or whatever. And so I noticed that pattern. And then I realized, because I had that belief. So just like we clear trapped emotions, we have to do the same with our belief systems.
The belief systems, yeah. And I think that's where, and I love when you have done the healings on me, because what's beautiful is working with someone is you're giving, how do I explain this? Sometimes I can't see everything within myself, and it's beautiful to have a facilitator help me. And then it's like, and I know when you do healings on me, it's like, wow, she's going in deep. She's getting to the root. She's getting to the core of what's really going on with me, and help me to look at my belief systems and rewire them and reword them. And I know that you've taken out the emotional energy behind it. And then my job is just to imprint that new belief, which is really powerful.
It is. Yeah.
I just so love the work that you do.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So I wanted to, let people know, how can they get a hold of you if they wanted to have a session with you? Like we said, it's just over the phone. This is the Doctor of the Future. We're talking about energy medicine,
right?
And emotional medicine.
Yeah.
So how do they get a hold of you?
Well, yeah, I should say, the reason I do over the phone is because there's no space or time when it comes to healing the subconscious. I don't need to physically see you. A lot of times I never even see my client's face, and I've been working for them for years, and I don't know what they look like. It doesn't matter, because all I'm doing is tapping into your energy. So we just need to be on the phone. And actually, some people who have worked with me for a long time aren't even on the phone after a while. I just have a certain time that I work on them per week. So, if you're at work or if you're doing something, that's okay too, because we're all connected. It's sort of this web of energy that we're all connected. So we can just tap in and heal from that place. So so I've got a website that you can visit. It's lifeworthhealing.com. So www.lifeworthhealing.com.
Great. And I'll make sure the link is below this video so that people can access you directly and schedule. They can schedule directly from your website.
Yeah, directly from the website. And if there's a problem, they can just email me directly on there.
Yeah. And I assume they can also call if they have any questions before they.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And usually sometimes if people are, unsure about this work, or kind of what's this all about and how can you help me, I always do sort of a free consultation where I'll talk to them on the phone and sort of talk them through it. And
awesome. Yeah, it's a new way of being. We've got to let go of the old system to create a better new system.
Yeah,
And
it's
energy
happening.
medicine and the doctor of the future is the way to go. All right. And what I'd like to offer our listeners also is I have an emotional process. It's called the Mastering Your Emotions, the Process. And you can purchase that. It's an online course. You'll learn what I call the 4 N's. And it's the 4 N's is a process to manage your emotions in a productive way. And once you take this course, and it's an easy course to take, you'll learn the tool. And if you don't have Galit around, you'll be able to manage these emotions in a very productive way, a very nurturing way. And together, you can't have Galit by your side at 24/7. And so this process helps you to manage your emotions and be there for yourself emotionally. And that's what really helps. I know that's helped me as a woman, is to be able to learn how to be there for myself, because there's no knight in shining armor that's going to show up and save us, ladies. So you can get that. The link will be below so you can look at that course, and I'd love for you to purchase it. I'm going to give you a special discount. You get $10 off with the coupon code EMOTIONS. So just type that in and you'll get $10 off. It's not an expensive class. And then I'm so excited about the next video that we're going to be doing, because next time we come together, we are going to be talking about how to overcome love addiction. And this is powerful. And I would say, Galit, wouldn't you say most women suffer from love addiction?
Without knowing it, but
Yes,
most of us do.
without knowing it. And then we get involved in these relationships where we lose ourselves. We
Yeah.
lose ourselves. So that's what we're going to be talking about next time. Stay tuned. We look forward to having you there. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here, Galit. Bye-bye, everybody.